This video is basically for my daughter, and you guys get to come along for the ride. I'm going to be making pot roast using the Instapot. Of course, I live out of my RV, so the Instapot's the easiest thing for me to use. Keeping my RV clean because I really don't like cleaning and doing a bunch of stuff. So we'll go on from there. All right, so basically, this is the one I'm using, and wait, there we go. I can't go over this max. If I go over this max, my pot will shut off. It won't cook and it won't work right. So then I'll start loading it up. I always do the broth first and then vegetables and meat on top. If you do, it'll give you a burn notice of something and it won't cook if you put your meat on the bottom. So that's what we'll start with first. I'm using the organic beef broth only because it was on sale. I only get what's on sale. Half my stuff is organic, half of it is not. So I just use one of the beef broths. I think this was like on sale for $2.50 at Staters. And then my husband likes me to add this beef base to it from Sam's Club, like 2 big giant heaping tablespoons. So that's what I'll put in next. Looks like chocolate. There we go. He tells me to use a lot. That's him, so I make it for him. It makes it a little bit more rich, so I'll put that in next. 2 big ones of these. So my husband's diabetic. I can only use the yellow potatoes, and I can use a few, but if you want to use more, you can. If you want a real, like, more of potatoes. So we'll do that. Okay, so now they're chopped. That's 3 of them, yellow potatoes. Does not raise my husband's blood sugar. That's it. All right, and you can't see it, but the potatoes are right here. I just laid them on the bottom of the juice. And then I mixed it with that base. Okay. Now I'm going to chop up 2 onions. Okay, they're sliced up. I like to slice them sideways and then cut them in half. That's how I do my onions. You can do them any way you want. Okay. Now, Lena, you got to be careful when you're doing this because you can't go past that. And my problem is I put too many vegetables in, and when I do, I like to break them up too. It'll break up when you cook it, but it cooks faster. So you just got to be careful when you layer it. All right, now I'm going to do the green beans. All right, they're chopped up, so put those in. It's still layered. I still got room. Got to be careful now. This is where I get crazy. Now I've got the celery. I got to save room for carrots because Chuck likes a lot of carrots. So, yep, here's the celery. So let's get that done. Okay, now I'll layer that in here with the green beans. All right, we're doing pretty good, man. I mean, still got to have room for, I push it down. Now, when it starts cooking, everything that's in here doesn't evaporate. So whatever's in here, the juices are going to cook it. So if you get crazy with the broth, it's not going to evaporate out. You have to, like, only do the 1 box. Otherwise, it's too soupy. I like a thick, chunky one. So I still got room for my carrots and hopefully my beef. That's where it gets crazy. All right, Leanie. So Chuck likes a lot of carrots. I did 4. I'm going to go ahead and chop them up, and then I'll show you that afterwards. Okay, Leanie, that's about as much as I think I'm going to be able to fit in there. And they're pretty good size. So, yep, that's it. Let me see. We'll layer it, and then we're going to cook the pot roast that I got from Sam's Club. This was $32 for that, and we cut it in half. So this is our second one we're using. Okay, so it's layered. You only have about that much. I mean, you could push it down. You just can't have it past this. You could kind of like, sometimes I go a little bit past it, but if you go way too past it, it's not going to cook right. So I'm doing good so far from how I know my Instapot. And there's a bunch of different Instapots. This is the one I'm using. But you kind of get the gist of it, okay? So let's cook the roast, and then I'll come back. Now, like I said, I don't like to use my propane in my RV or my trailer. So I have a lot of electric. So this is my Presto pot that I'm going to fry. roast in. I'm going to turn it on. And I'm just going to brown it on each side. Get it pretty browned really good. And then it's ready to go. Okay. That's a pretty good size. I didn't weigh it. I just cut it in half. Okay, so now, that's a nice brown sear. Chuck says when I'm done, he wants me to cut them up in chunks because it breaks apart easier and cooks quicker, I guess, right? Is that what you why? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Chuck's going to chunk it. He likes me to chunk it. I don't chunk it.
Yeah, you do. You chunk it wonderful.
I did? There we go.
You're an awesome chunker.
You're funny.
Sure.
Okay. All right, there we go. Don't drop it now.
Hopefully don't get sick.
You're not going to get sick. The heat will cook it off. Okay. We'll show you the end. I always like this. I can do the snaps.
And it'll seal it.
Okay, yeah, he likes to salt it so it seals it. And then I'll flip it in because they say when you seal all the meat and the juices in so it's not dried out. So you want to brown it and seal your juices in. See, like that. Okay. So you don't want to cook it all the way through. You just brown it so it locks in the juices. So I'm going to put it in that pot now and lock it up and show you how to do that.
Searing it. We call it searing. See that nice dark brown?
Yeah.
See that nice dark brown?
Yeah.
Right there?
Oh yeah.
Right there. Yeah.
There you go.
And anything, like you can still see the blood on that.
Yeah.
Try to get that down in the pan. So you can see the blood on that. Ooh, look at that nice brown there.
There we go, okay.
Nice. Doesn't have to be perfect, just unless you're me.
Okay, so now we put it in here. It's like up to the top. Chuck wants to put more water in there.
Yeah, because you want more water.
Okay.
So see how there's no water right there.
Okay, it makes it more brothy.
Take this.
Okay.
While it's nice and hot. And then get yourself
spatula
and get all that goodness off there.
Now
all that goodness off there.
Let her know how much.
That's got some meat juices and salt, just until it's off the bottom of the pan. Okay. Nice and hot.
Okay.
Get those crumbs in there.
All right.
And then hold that.
Okay. Now
take and pop it in there.
Here.
Ooh, yeah, you don't want to waste that. Okay. Now it's still low. Look at right there. You don't see any water in that area.
He likes to fill it up, Leanie.
I don't like to fill it up. I just want to make sure. Okay. Right there. Perfect.
Okay, so how much water did you really use?
I used about maybe a cup and a half.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
10, 12 ounces.
Okay, now I'm going to finish going on. Hold on.
Do this. A better job.
All right, so I just plugged it in. It said ready. Now it locks up like this. Okay, and then we close it. So now it's going to tell me it's ready. All right. Now I'm going to put pressure cook. All right. We have it for an hour. Chuck, is that what we normally do an hour?
What time is it?
I don't know.
An hour's fine, but 45 minutes would be okay too.
I'm doing an hour. Okay, so then once you do an hour, for some reason it says keep warm. I take the keep warm off because I don't need to keep warm it. All right, it's on high, and now I'm going to press start. And see, it's going to preheat. And then once it preheats, it'll go into cooking. And then once it goes into cooking, we'll go from there. You'll see on the video. You'll see. Okay. Okay, so now it just beeped. So now it's cooking. So now it's going to cook for an hour. So it took a while to heat up, but still, it's going to be shorter than if you were to cook it in a crock pot and more juicier. So that's where we're at now. It says do not open lid. You cannot open the lid. If for any reason you change your mind, for any reason you want to open it, you have to do this button so it lets all the steam out. Otherwise, you could really hurt yourself. So there we go. Okay, so this is almost done. It'll beep when it's ready. And then usually what you do is you have to wait until you have to wait until it tells you can open the lid. Once it stops, we have to leave and do something. The cool part is this thing is going to stay hot. When I get home from work, I'm going to open it up and it's still going to be hot in there. I guarantee it. So I got to go to work. When I come back, it'll be in about 4 hours or so, and then I'll show you the end result. Okay, so now when it's done, it's going to say okay to open lid. If you're cooking something like chili or just don't want to wait, you would pop this open and then a bunch of steam would come out of here. But you can wait until the very end, and that's what it does, and that's what it looks like. And then you just open it up, and there it is. There's the beef stew. We'll see what it tastes like. So real quick, we left it in here for you can still see the steam coming off, see? And we left, and it was probably done, and we were gone for 4 hours. So it was able to still stay hot in here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's burning up hot.
Perfect.
Look at that shit.
Looks good. All right. Now this is 2 cups in here. There's 2 cups in Chuck. And then also there's 2 cups. Well, there's more cups in here. So 6 more in there. So that's what you're going to get. I know for me and Chuck, it lasts a while. I don't know for a family of 4 or, yeah, how much that would be. But that's still a good deal. Then I'll tell you at the end what we spent on it. At the end of the day, we got 12 cups. So each of these have 2 cups in it for Chuck and I. I did break it down. And when I broke it down, because those vegetables I use over again, so I could make a total of 4 beef stews, 4 pots of beef stews with all those vegetables. So I figured it out mathematically, and I spend about $29.35 per beef stew if I broke it all up. That's not bad for a family of 4, I guess. You figure you buy a couple of the chuck roasts and you could use it over again. I mean, $36 for 2 big chuck roasts is a good deal for me. So that's what we do, Leanie. Hoping this can help you, and I love you.